No. Oh, hey, you're off work. You've come to save my life, right?
I thought I'd stop by and give you all some moral support. How's Dad?
Watch out.
Uh-oh. When's the big event?
Not till 7:30. Don't worry, I'm keeping an eye on the time. Oh! Eden's going. You can imagine what Dad had to say about that.
Symbolism in the scarlet letter, who needs it? What are you trying to start, a revolution or something?
Just stop it. I gotta turn this thing in tomorrow.
Better step on it, Ted.
I am. You know, this is only 5 pages. Big margins.
You want me to type it for you, don't you?
No, I can do it.
Come on, move aside. Let me do it.
Thanks.
Hello, kitten. Nobody told me you were here. Oh, don't tell me you had to work again today.
Hi, Daddy. Well, I didn't want to wear out my goodwill. They've been so understanding about me taking off.
Yeah. Hey, can't you do your own homework?
Hello.
Well, you haven't changed your mind then, huh? You're still gonna go?
That's right.
Woo! I wish you would reconsider, Eden.
What a knockout.
You like it? It's yours. Look, Dad, look. The Capwells have nothing to be afraid of. If Lionel Lockridge wants to go on TV, then let him. I just think we should be there, dressed to the hilt, watching him make a lunatic of himself. Otherwise, people are going to think we did sink that stupid ship of his, right?
Well, you were there when the divers brought the stuff up. How'd it go?
Well, I must say it was rather dramatic. I kept an eye on the crates. Nobody tampered with them, but we've yet to see what's inside or in that gross old safe they dragged up. I mean, are you going to watch?
I'm not going to watch him have fun at our expense.
Oh, at his own expense. He's going to look like a national jackass. It should be fun to watch. Well?
I'm not going to watch.
Well, I think you should, even if it's in self-defense. Well, okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
Watch for me. I'll be the one sticking my tongue out at the camera. Come on, give me a kiss.
No.
Night. Night.
They gonna unveil it like some kind of statue?
Yeah. You know, if Mr. Lockridge is right about this, then tomorrow's headlines are gonna read, Art Find of the Century.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. No one is admitted without an invitation or a press pass.
Listen, I just came in, got the lighting. Probably left my press pass in the car.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Who is that stunning-looking young man in my son's tuxedo?
I think I'm to be congratulated for fitting into it at all.
You look wonderful, darling.
I do, don't I?
So do you, Augusta.
I was about to say that. In fact, every man at that reception is going to curse his fate that he wasn't born Lionel Lockridge, possessor of the most beautiful woman.
No, darling, don't kiss me, at least not on the face.
Possessor of the most unkissable woman and the greatest treasure to be brought from the sea.
Lionel?
Yeah. I feel like a 16-year-old going to his first prom. What?
Nothing. I think we're an absolutely brilliant couple.
Yeah?
I just wish there were one Capwell there so the camera cut from splendid us to shamefaced them.
Well, that's very interesting you say that because,
Lionel,
what?
what have you done? Who have you invited? Never mind, let me guess.
Well, wait a minute. I knew that C.C. Capwell would never turn up, so I just...
Oh, no. I thought we were rid of that girl.
Well, it's just a public relations move.
After all Eden Capwell said about me, how could you possibly have the nerve to invite her?
Augusta, not tonight. Let us be forgiving, shall we? And don't stand there sulking, please.
It's not that, darling.
What is it?
I just don't want you to be disappointed. I know how excited you are about this evening. I wouldn't ruin it for you for anything. But I just want you to know something. I don't care what's in those crates that you found under the mud or wherever they were. I just love you. And the fact that I'm married to a man with intestinal fortitude.
Guts, eh?
Guts.
Oh, that's nice. How could I possibly be interested in anyone else? Huh?
Oh, don't make me cry. It'll be at least a half an hour for each eye.
Oh, that's nice. Listen, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. The only person at that place with egg in their face is going to be C.C. Capwell. Now, wait a minute. I can't kiss you on the face. Just back off a minute and let me check out where I might decide to kiss elsewhere.
Probably won't ever even use this. Maybe I should get him something else.
She what? Let me talk to her.
What is Mom yelling about?
Well, Grandmother changed her mind. Says she doesn't like crowds.
I know, she told me. She thinks Dad should bring the safe and all home here and show her here.
Sounds like her. So, what's with you?
Not going.
Well, that figures.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't care. I really don't care. Look, if I had an excuse, I'd stay home, too.
Well, what time are you picking up Summer? Oh, that's right. She works at the museum. She's probably already there checking in gas and...
Yeah, well, she's not there. She quit.
She quit the museum? Well, why?
She quit a lot of things.
Warren, I'm sorry. When did this happen?
Look, when I'm ready to cry on your shoulder, I'll let you know. All I know is she's gone. She went home, she packed up, she took off. Nobody knows where.
Hey, Lincoln. Hey, Lincoln. You should have seen my son, the scuba diver, here. Hey, why aren't you dressed?
Hey, I'm gonna set this one out, okay?
Wait. What is it, Warren?
I'll meet you guys there.
You're going with us?
Yeah, but I guess I'm not grand entrance material, okay?
What's wrong with Warren? What's wrong with you?
Not going.
What? Have you and your grandmother made some kind of a pact to mess up the most important night of my life?
Is that what this is?
Well, yes, it's one of them.
And, Daddy, I feel sorry for you.
Lincoln, don't patronize me.
Look, I don't want any part of this. The only reason why you're doing it is to humiliate Ted's family, and I think that's wrong.
What?
Look.
What are you talking about? Ted is welcome in this house.
Oh, please.
We have always made Ted welcome in this house.
Right, and then after he leaves, you call the papers and tell them that all his family are thieves and murderers?
Oh, come on.
How do you think that makes him feel? How do you think that makes me feel?
Lincoln, don't be so righteous. You don't know the damage the Capwells have done to us.
Well, we seem to be doing all right now.
That's because you don't know what we had and what we lost. Now, come on, Lincoln. Don't judge me until you know what you're talking about.
Oh, I can't do a thing with Minx. She is so stubborn, I can't... Lincoln, why aren't you dressed? What happened?
Our independent daughter has decided she has other priorities.
I guess I do.
Now, look, I want you to go right upstairs and dress yourself immediately and change...
Augusta, please. We'll survive.
Oh, all right, if she thinks that little of her family.
I love my family. And I don't have to prove it to a bunch of photographers.
Lincoln, that's very...
Look, I am not the one who takes off for months on end to Europe and New Guinea and who else knows where else. And I'm not the one that when Dad takes off... Look, you just don't tell me that I don't love my family. Because you two don't even know the first thing about me. Just like you don't know the first thing about Warren. Now, I think you better go. You're going to be late.
By all means.
Lincoln?
I'm sorry, that's how I feel.
It's gonna be on TV. You gonna watch?
Well, listen, thanks a lot. Think she'll like it?
I sure would. Okay, let go.
Put one more on.
Anybody got the Christmas spirit?
Oh, yeah, eggnog. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
You want one?
Nope, thank you.
Well, I'll just have to have two.
Rosa will kill me when she sees the kitchen. I put a little something extra in ours.
Thank you. Very thoughtful of you.
It's an old family recipe. Summer cut it out of a newspaper when we were just kids. We always did try a little too hard at Christmas time after our parents were gone.
Must have been very hard for you. I think I'm very lucky to be reminded how fortunate I am to have most of my kids with me. Most of them. Would you like some air?
Yes, I would. Thank you.
You know, you're very quiet. I hardly know you're around, and then all of a sudden you come along and you say the right thing at the right time.
Well, I know all this business about the museum tonight has everyone on edge.
Lionel has always been a showman.
Well, a lesser man would have taken off his gloves and rushed over there to defend his good name.
The Capwell name doesn't have to be defended in this town.
You know, Cece, the day will come when no one will even remember there was bad blood between your families. And it will be because of tonight. Not because of what Lionel is doing, but because of what you're doing. You had the strength not to strike back.
Philip must still be upstairs. I'll get that.
Evening, Mr. Capwell.
What do you want?
I have to see Gina.
Warren,
Excuse me.
this is not the right night to come by.
I didn't pick the night, Gina. Summer did. Now, please, tell me, where is she?
I already told you I don't know.
I don't believe you. I already checked at the museum. They have no idea. There's no forwarding address at her apartment. I don't think she'd check out overnight without telling someone.
All right. She did come to see me. I knew she was leaving. I think she went back to L.A. She said she would let me know as soon as she got herself settled. Maybe she'll let you know, too.
No. No, if she wanted me to know, she would have already told me. As soon as you hear something, I want you to tell me, okay?
Warren, Summer is my sister. We've been through a lot together. If she doesn't want you to know where she is, I won't tell you. I won't lie to you. I promise.
But you know why she left.
Yes.
Don't make me beg, Gina.
It was something she told me in confidence, and I don't feel free to discuss it with you. Except to say, Warren, sometimes even when people want something very much, something inside them interferes. Painful memories make them think they can't have what they want because they're not good enough.
I knew something happened to her. But she left me. She ran away.
I'm sorry. I know you won't believe this, but one day you'll understand.
When? I want to know the day. And what am I supposed to do in the meantime, huh?
Underwater for over 100 years. It's nothing I'd want in my living room. Thank you very much.
Is she telling you? I absolutely assure you that I'm right. All right, let's let Liz Peel settle it.
Oh, I'm usually much better at unsettling things.
Well, we all know that Van Gogh died in 1890, so isn't it just possible that the Amanda Lockridge was carrying an early Van Gogh or two?
Oh, I hardly think so. Vincent only sold one artwork in his lifetime, and I saw that less than 3 weeks ago on terra firma.
I'm honored to meet you, Miss Peel.
And who do I have the pleasure of meeting?
I'm the mayor.
Then it is my honor, your honor.
Now lift that up for me a little. Terrific, great. Now all I need to do is open the safe.
I don't think Mr. Lockridge would like that. There he is. Ask him yourself.
Mr. Lockridge.
Yes?
Tell me, how do you feel at this moment?
At this moment?
Yes.
I feel like a mixture of Santa Claus, Henry VIII, and Fort Knox all rolled into one.
There's Mr. Lockridge. I'll try to get closer while our camera shows you folks at home some of the many notables who have gathered here tonight for this very elegant, very exciting soiree. Of course, the mayor is here, Paul Maddox, the museum director,
With any luck, she changed her
Hollywood
mind.
actors and producers. The Metropolitan Museum has represented itself along with a delegation from the Louvre in Paris. But perhaps the most exciting surprise of the evening, Miss Eden Capwell.
There she is.
Daughter of C.C. Capwell, whose family Lionel Lockridge charged with the sinking of the ship and looking, I must say, very much at ease. Mrs. Lockridge, you must be very proud of your husband.
Yes, I certainly am. Ever since I've known Lionel, he's been a man with a dream, and I do cherish that about him. Because it's, I don't know, it's a dream of justice, rooted in family pride, of restitution, I suppose, for a family that lost a lot.
Members of your family.
You notice Lakin's not there?
I haven't seen him yet.
That's because she doesn't want to do anything to do with this.
Don't kid yourself, Ted. Now, I don't hold it against Lakin, but of course she's going to be there with her family tonight.
Darling. Miss Kraft was asking about Miggs and whether she'd be here tonight.
Well, no, she won't be here. She's at home entertaining some people that came out for the occasion, but I'm not at liberty to reveal their identity. It's because of privacy.
Sounds rather intriguing.
My son Warren's here, though.
He certainly inherited his father's good looks.
Well, thank you. Flattery will get you everywhere. Warren's a scuba diver, too. He helped me on the salvage operation.
Well, Warren, this is certainly a great night for you and for your family.
Yes, it's a great night.
Mrs. Lockridge, I understand that your daughter Lakin is a senior at Lyman Preparatory School. Could you point her out to us in the crowd?
I wish I could, but I'm afraid she's home with a very bad cold tonight.
Well, I'm sure she's very disappointed. Is there anything you'd like to say to her watching at home?
Hello, sweetheart. Feel better.
Oh, what'd I tell you?
She isn't sick, is she?
Not unless she got hit by a killer virus since 4 o'clock. I'm telling you, she doesn't like this.
But she caused a big scene when she announced she was staying at home.
Yeah, well, I'm going over there, okay?
Hey.
Yeah. No, I finished that, Dad. Thanks, Kel.
Maybe you should take this.
Why, it's not even Christmas yet.
I know. Here.
Yeah, good idea. Thanks.
Kelly, you finished?
Oh, thanks, Gina. My stomach's upset.
Oh.
Thank you, Gina. Honey, I left Peter's press conference so quick this afternoon, we didn't get a chance to talk.
Yeah, I had to get back to work.
Did you believe him?
Dad, Peter has changed his story so many times. I don't know what to think. I mean, I certainly don't want to believe Mason killed Channing.
Well, neither do I. Brother and brother, it makes my blood run cold when I think about it.
But then if Peter hates Mason as much as he says, so that he'd even lie about him on his deathbed, I wish I knew where he got this sudden urge to make a clean breast of things now.
Yes, I wonder also. I can't believe that Peter has changed.
Son of... You can read it 100 times, Peter. The wording's binding enough.
A portion equal to 1/4 of the patrimony accruing to the signator, Mason Capwell, upon the death of the testator, his father.
Peter, the wording is ironclad. It's the inheritance that got slippery. 1/4 of nothing is nothing.
You're scum, Mason.
Oh, you mean I descended to your level? Yes, I suppose you're right, Peter. You lie down with dogs, you get fleas. But who would have thought I could turn being disinherited into an asset?
Let me have an outside line, please.
Uh-oh. Who are you calling now?
Calling a newsroom at the papers. I just remembered I made some mistakes.
Sudden conversions don't play more than once, Peter. Be prepared to hear a good long laugh.
Well, maybe they'd like to see this, Mason.
Yeah, well, go ahead. I never gave you a cent. Just the assistant DA's device for getting you to come clean. Capwell outcons Con. How's that for a headline, Peter? Everything else I'll just write off to revenge.
Forget it.
So you got greedy, Peter. You wanted that Capwell money so bad it made your fingers itch.
You won this round, Mason. Don't push it.
You did.
Yeah, well, maybe we're not so different then.
Oh, don't flatter yourself, Peter. You've always been a worm. It's new to me.
I never did anything you didn't do.
I never sold myself to women for sex.
Yeah, well, maybe you didn't have to. I wasn't born in a family with a silver spoon in my mouth that could buy me any job or woman that I wanted. Now, you sold the public trust down the tubes more than once. Compared to you, I'm a saint. You know, maybe there is a difference between us, Mason. I'm smarter than you are. I never would have made the same mistake you did.
What's that?
You never should have let me live.
It crossed my mind.
Because just like you, I got a nasty habit of getting even.
Yeah, I'd like to speak with Mason Capo, please. I believe you'll find him in Peter Flint's room.
Yeah? Yeah, he's here. Mr. Capwell?
Yes?
Mr. Capwell, your answering service gave me this number. And listen, I'm sorry to be calling now, but I had to wait till my husband was gone. In fact, he may be back any minute.
Who is this?
My husband used to be the gardener for Mrs. Lockridge till he was fired, and I think he was fired because he knew too much.
Listen, he says he's been seeing Mr. Lockridge on the TV saying how the Capwells took this from him and he took that from him. Well, I don't think it's right, especially since he's the one who stole from the Capwells.
Stole what?
I know for a fact that there are things that belong to them in Mr. Lockridge's house.
What things? I have to know what I'm looking for.
Some gold coins.
Sophia's. Hello?
Yes, Sophia's.
Hi.
Dad, hi. Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, you must be glad you tackled me.
I was going to call you, but I was afraid somebody else might answer.
Hey, don't worry. My parents already know you have absolutely nothing to do with this big production at the museum. So, how's your cold?
Wasn't that stupid? I turned the TV off when I heard that one. And here they are going on about what an ideal and brave family we are. I don't even know why I was watching it.
Well, might as well. I'm curious, aren't you?
No. It's after tonight. Ted, I mean, I love my parents. They're my mother and my father, but after tonight, nothing's gonna be the same again. I know it.
Hey, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
Tell me, what happened?
I got in a fight with my parents. I said a lot of things to them that I shouldn't have, even though they were true.
But
Well, I don't know if they were true, but it's how I felt.
Well, is this about not wanting to go tonight?
Yeah, sort of.
Well, you know, I wish you would have told me you were going to be home tonight.
We didn't talk about it.
Look, I got something for you. Ta-da. Merry Christmas.
Ted, it isn't Christmas yet.
Who says? Now open it.
Are you sure?
Yes, sure, I'm sure. Yes, go.
God, this is beautiful. Is it a locket?
Mm-hmm.
Where did you find something like this?
Well, it belonged to my mother. You see, when we got old enough, my dad gave each of us something that belonged to her. I was 12 years old. Anyway, my dad came into my room one night and he gave this to me. And he said, someday, son, you're gonna grow up and you're gonna meet someone special. Just like my mom was to him. And I'd give this to her, just like my dad gave to her when they got engaged.
Wait a second. Come here. Come on. I have
What?
something for you, too.
No,
Yes.
no. Look, wait.
No, here. Open it. I guess we both had the same idea. Come on.
All right.
I know you don't really need it. I mean, you already have a watch, but...
Is this gold?
Say something.
Thanks. I guess I'm sort of embarrassed.
You're embarrassed? Why?
I don't know. Thinking of you, thinking of me, what to get me. Oh, looking at things and picking this one out. And worrying if having another watch is okay. And then bringing this home and wrapping it up and giving it to me.
It's not exactly what I did. Well, I went out shopping and I looked at a lot of things, but nothing seemed quite right. So I asked Grandma. She always knows the right thing to get. Besides, she likes you a lot. She said that anyone worth buying something new for is worth giving something old to. So she got my grandfather's old jewelry box down, picked out this together. And that's what I meant by, I guess we both had the same idea.
Yeah, well, you know how I am. But I swear, this is one thing I'm not gonna lose. I promise.
Well, now you have something from my family, and I have something from yours.
Well, that's how it should be.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah, I found her.
People love a good party, especially during the holidays. Oh, and your mother and father, they have such charisma.
Yeah, well, it must be one of those things that skips generations, huh?
Mr. Lockridge, if I could have just a moment of your time,
excuse me, please.
First time a Lockridge ever ran from the press? Excuse me.
If I have to smile the next 2 hours, I'm going to scream.
I'll try not to be too amusing.
Tell me something. Is revenge as sweet as you thought it would be? Oh, Mr. Lockridge, I'm so
That's
terribly
quite all right.
sorry.
Quite all right. I do it every day. Would you hold my caviar and I'll wipe it up? Thank you so much.
No, Lionel. Tonight's the night I teach you revenge.
Grandmother's out to dinner. She won't be back for a couple hours.
You mean we have this whole house to ourselves?
Wait. 1 second, I'll get rid of them. I'll be right back.
Oh!
Hello?
This is a Lockridge residence?
Yes, it is. May I help you?
We're here to search the premises, miss.
Well, what are you looking for? Why? Mason.
Looking for stolen property. Hello, Lakin?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I'm certainly honored to be with you here tonight and with the director of your fine museum and, of course, with our guest of honor, the man whose labor and belief in himself and his dream may tonight be restoring to the world treasures of art once thought irretrievably lost, Lionel Lockridge. In a few moments, after a short break for champagne and caviar,
what does it for me?
that kind of a night.
Are you going home, Kenneth? No.
Honey, you certainly don't need to stay if you don't want to.
Well, I think I was going to go up in the attic, rummage around a little bit.
Looking for anything in particular?
You saved all my stuff in there, didn't you?
Every toy and book that you ever owned.
Oh, Dad, if everyone knew how sentimental you really were.
And you've got another one of those headaches, haven't you? Did you call Dr. Michaels?
Dad, that's all I need is 2 aspirin. Right?
Rudy, if you're not going to do it, then I'm going to call up and make an appointment for you.
Yes, a time capsule, a letter, if you will, to us from the generations who came before, from our collective past as a people and as a culture, to add a little to our understanding of how they loved, what they cared about, what they treasured, what they thought was beautiful. The tragedy of the sinking of the Amanda Lockridge, whether due to natural catastrophe or to the rivalry...
Hello, Augusta.
...has been turned into an occasion
You're looking, well. This is how polite conversation goes. Oh, I didn't know that was in your repertoire. Aren't you looking forward to the unveiling? If I were you and de Catwell, I would avail myself of the next 5 minutes and beat a hasty retreat.
Oh, no. See, I like these kind of things. They're like gladiator movies. The man who's been mouthing off all the time gets thrown to the lions in the end.
What are you doing here, Eden? I mean, if you were seized by a mood of masochism, you could have stayed home and put tacks in your feet. But then again, I suppose your social life's on the wane now that your supply of married men has been cut off.
Oh, no, you see, I've given up married men. I'm tired of the complaints from their baggy wives and meeting them at parties.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Before I came here tonight, I startled my own daughter by happening to mention that I considered this the most important night of my life. And so it is. Not because of the applause and not even because of the champagne and the caviar. It's just that rarely in the course of one life does a man have the opportunity to rise above his own petty cares and accomplish something that he dares to hope will go noticed in the progress of civilization. Toward a time when his own name will most certainly be forgotten, but the gift he has been privileged to offer is treasured and for itself.
I don't suppose you remember me?
Oh, yes, of course, the famous Lady Peel.
Ah, sometimes lady, but always appeal. There are times I wish sons and daughters could choose their own last names, don't you?
Maybe. You know, Summer thought a lot of you.
Summer?
Said she wanted to be like you.
Ah, the young woman who works here. Lovely girl. Well, your father may be about to fall flat on his face, but he's certainly doing it with style. I will grant him that.
Look, if we said enough polite things to each other.
I think it's traditional to be polite just a little longer.
Yeah, well, it may be traditional.
Yes, dignity.
But you're a friend of the captain.
It may have been denied
for a
in
fight
their lives,
tonight, which is what happens if your last name is Lockridge.
Once done, a
I
wrong
didn't choose mine
can never
either.
be righted. That I know, but it can be told.
Hey, listen, buddy, it's none of my business, but if you don't turn that thing on and start taping this guy, your news director's gonna have your head, you know?
I've had just about all I could take from the noble Mr. Lockridge for one night.
Tonight I acknowledge my debt to Horatio and Amanda Lockridge and say to them that they did not die in vain. We still in the world remember them. We salute their vision, largesse in the service of art, and we condemn the spite and vengefulness that took their fortune and their lives.
Guys, I need to talk to Miss Lockridge alone for a minute.
Mason, just forget it.
Look, there's no way I'm going to let you just barge in here. I don't care what you're looking for.
Look, I know I'm interrupting your cozy little evening alone, and I apologize, but this is much more important.
Look, if that's true, why didn't you at least come when Lionel and Augusta were here, instead of waiting till they were gone and busting in and pushing Lakin around?
Ted, if I'd known earlier, I would have come earlier.
Known what?
What's this?
The warrant of search and seizure of articles unlawfully concealed on the premises, which in this case is stolen property that may be evidence in a reopened murder.
That is ridiculous, Mason. What stolen property?
You'll know when we find it. Lakin, this is an official court action. It's nothing personal.
Oh, I think it is.
Who told you to come here?
That's not the point.
No, who told you to come here and what to look for?
No, I think the only reason why you're here is because you're afraid that if they find that old captain's log, you might cause embarrassment to your father. And you think that if you cause trouble with our family, you might get back on his good graces.
Lakin, it may well be that my father is more deserving of embarrassment than even your father can dish out, but that's immaterial. I'm here to search this house, and no adolescent tantrum or glandular activity is going to stop me. Now, if I have to, I'll take you both in for contempt of court and obstruction of justice. Okay, guys, let's get going. Upstairs.
Ted, why is he doing this?
Find what you're looking for?
I don't know that I was looking for anything, Dad.
What's that?
Remember this doll I had when I was a little kid?
Barely.
It used to seem so big to me.
Looks like it's seen better days, but haven't we all? What made you dig that old thing out?
I just saw it.
How's that headache?
Oh, it's all gone.
Glad you came.
Have a deviled egg.
You look lovely, as always.
So how's it feel to be a real live flash in the pan?
I was afraid you might not
What?
be here.
Oh, no. Someone from the family had to be here to keep track of the insults. I stopped counting at 20.
I'm not doing this to hurt you.
Oh, no. No, you're doing it to ruin my family. I'm just an innocent bystander.
I'm not trying to hurt anyone. This war between us has been going on for about 100 years. Bad feeling. Both blame the other. I figured if we can find out what the truth is, we can face it, let it rest.
Yes, but who really cares what happens?
Excuse me.
You know they always oversalt the pate.
Shall we?
Well, good evening, Ms. Peel. Or should I say Elizabeth? I can never quite figure out what to call you these days since your father changes titles so often.
Call me Liz, Mr. Lockridge. I've never been one to be pompous. Which reminds me, that was a wonderful speech you made.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, of course, anything I learned about public speaking, I learned from your father's example. I learned how not to be an old windbag.
I do hope you find your pot of gold, Mr. Lockridge. It would be so sad if your millions in art turned out to be mildew.
Oh. Did your father, Sir Richard Peel, ever teach you how to spot a Rubens?
Yes, indeed. He told me that he was the one that the middle brows are attracted to.
Really? Well, stick around, will you? Because in a little while, we'll have about a dozen masters for you to admire.
Well, I'd be thrilled, as long as they're not too slimy.
Hey, Dad. How are the hors d'oeuvres?
Hadn't noticed.
Well, you spent enough time at the table.
And enough time with a scotch bottle?
What's the matter? Am I being a general disgrace here?
No.
Scotch, that's what you drink, isn't it? Maybe I'm taking after you. No, that couldn't be. You ever go drinking with Eden, huh? Eden Catwell. I mean, it seems like every time I spot you these days, she's right around the corner, or not that far.
Have you been listening to your sister?
Me? Nobody else does. Why should I? She must be a pretty fascinating girl. Eden, I mean.
She's a Capwell.
So was her mother. Just curious. Anyway, you said if I ever had any questions, I should just pop right out with them.
Yeah. All right. Eden Capwell is just doing what any dutiful Capwell daughter would do. She's trying to manipulate me into calling off this whole evening, that's all.
I'm sorry, Dad. I don't know what's the matter with me. Just, I got women on the brain, that's all. Yeah, it's my tough. Nobody's got me on the brain, huh? Just forget it, okay? Hey, we're pals, huh? Just like always?
Lagan, I assure you this is standard police procedure. No harm will come to anything in the house, and if we're wrong, we'll simply apologize and leave.
I think this is an illegal search.
What?
And I have a right to make a complaint. I read it somewhere.
He has a warrant.
Ted, whose side are you on? Look, I'm sorry. I know you don't know any more about this than I do.
Look, why don't you two just cool off, huh? Watch some television. I understand there's a farce playing at the museum tonight.
Why don't you just shut up, Mason?
When in a moment, the man of the hour, Lionel Lockridge, the man all America is watching tonight, steps up to the platform and unlocks a secret that's been kept for 100 years, sending tremors throughout the entire art world, not to mention his beloved hometown, Santa Barbara.
After years of working alone on a project only you believed in, I bet you're finding some of this personal tribute tonight a little heady.
Well, my wife keeps me humble. Anyway, you forget, my family has always believed in me.
Well, then you and your family must be equally proud this evening.
Yes, we are very.
The family is a team, and that's what I personally am most proud of. We're willing to fight for a couple of things that are just old-fashioned words to some people. Fairness and truth.
Gentlemen, that's about to be tested this evening. Did a spurned lover take his revenge a century ago by sinking the Amanda Lockridge?
Why don't you just give it a rest, Mason, huh? I mean, it's bad enough what you're doing. You should be just ashamed of it.
Found something, Mr. Capwell?
What do you think you're doing with that? You don't have a right. This is people's personal property. This is my father's briefcase.
Well, thank you for the identification, Lakin.
Inside.
Jim, 2 minutes. Well, I wish you wouldn't drink like this. You're going to make a spectacle of yourself.
Gee, I'm sorry, Mom. I mean, how could you have two kids, one like Lakin and one like me, huh?
Well, I'm not too pleased with your sister either this evening.
You know, you're a really beautiful lady, Mom.
Thank you, darling.
They don't make them like you anymore. I bet Dad was really knocked out when he first met you, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. But then again, the feeling was mutual.
If you were my girl, you wouldn't walk out on me, would you?
Warren, what's the matter with you?
I don't know. I don't know. I've been trying to figure it out myself.
Okay, we're out of commercial. 5.
Ladies and
4,
gentlemen, may I have your
3,
attention, please?
1, you're on.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, and all of you watching, the moment has come to put an end to the suspense. Mr. Lockridge is going to unveil and open the safe of the Amanda Lockridge and show us and the world what remains of her precious cargo.
Look, what makes you so sure those are stolen? Huh? My father's a collector. He collects all kinds of things.
In his briefcase?
Well, he writes everything down in a book. Maybe he hadn't recorded these yet. Look, there's probably a list already in there.
Lakin, I've seen these coins before. They belong to Sophia Capwell.
What, your mother?
There's a list. I have a copy of it at my office. Everything that Sophia owned. If these match that inventory...
Ted, is that true? Have you seen these before? Have you?
Yes, I know they were stolen. But I don't believe it was your father.
Well, I don't think he found them on one of his deep sea dives.
Well, that is crazy. I mean, why would my father steal anything? We don't need the money.
Officer...
No, wait a second, Mason, wait. Look, how much are those worth? How much?
Lakin, I don't know offhand.
Well, about. Look, I'll pay you for them. We could sell it between ourselves.
Lakin, these are very rare, very valuable coins. They're worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. But that's not the point.
Look, okay, so you think they're yours. You can take them. We don't need to deal with the police.
A crime has been committed.
So they were stolen. You found them. Take them. Ted, help.
Can you do that?
Ted, my job is to recover the stolen property and bring in the person responsible. I'm only a public servant.
You're also going to be one of the people who are going to be pressing charges. You and your father. You don't have to if you don't want to.
I'm sorry.
Take the coins and get out.
Bag them and log them as evidence. Lakin, I'm sorry, but the police are going to want to question your father with or without me. All we can hope for is that he has a good explanation.